Now it's got my eyeball, see it.
Has it got your eyeball, Jeffrey? I'm excited for this.
What are we doing tonight?
Get your boogers out before we start. Wait, let me look.
Get it out.
All clear. Ready, Jeffrey? Ready, Jeffrey? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
And
Board gamey things.
exactly. We are here today with a very exciting video. So exciting that Jeff can't even open his eyes. What are you doing?
Squinting.
Oh.
I mean, closing my eyes.
Oh. Well, today's video is going to be our top 10 games of 2021. So these are games released in 2021 that we played in 2021.
We've played these. We didn't pick.
Of course. We can't do a top 10 of games we haven't played.
I'm going to include one honorable mention of a game I haven't played, just because I know once I play it, I'm going to love it.
Sure.
I want to throw in a disclaimer.
Oh, okay.
These are our favorite games.
What?
This is our list, and before people go in the comments being a bunch of meanies saying, your list sucks, and this is why this game sucks, and it's better than, or it's worse than this game that you should have picked.
Sucks.
It's our list.
Let it be. That's what the Beatles said.
I've said my piece.
So this is our list of our choices, of our games that are our favorites that we played in our 2021, not your 2021. Overall, in the year of 2021, Jeff and I played around 30 games that came out this year. One thing is we have a pile of 2021 releases sitting next to us that we haven't played yet that we may end up playing before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be included. We have things like Radlands and etc. But there are a few sitting there that are 2021 that I'm sure when we play them, they could be contenders.
100%. I think Radlands is probably the...
100%. Shall we get into it? We are going to start with honorable mentions. Jeff and I don't know each other's lists. We obviously know what the options are because we've played, for the most part, the same games this year. There's a few that I played that Jeff didn't play. We know what the list to choose from looks like, but we don't know what each other's list looks like. Starting with a honorable mention. Jeffrey, I will let you go first because you haven't played yours.
My honorable mention, the game I haven't played, but I know that once I play it, it would have been on this list, is from Thunderworks Games.
Yep.
Role Player Adventures. We just got this before leaving for PAX.
It's a beast.
It literally came, I think, a day or two before we left for PAX. It was just impossible to get to the table in that short time span. So I wanted to mention it because I know it's going to be a game that has a potential of ending up in like my top 10 of all time.
You say that a lot. It is a large campaign version of Role Player.
And I frigging love Role Player.
It is gigantic. Maybe the biggest. It is the biggest game that we own. So good honorable mention.
Thank you.
Good job. I should also mention we did this through Pub Meeple. So we put all of the games that we played in 2021 into Pub Meeple. When we did this, it spit out a list, and that's the list I went with. I only made one adjustment. My honorable mention, which would be the one that came in at number 11, and this is actually the one that I switched around, that is Savannah Park from Capstone Games. We literally just played this game last week when we were at PAX with Ilya and Tyler from Covray. Please go and check them out because they're amazing. And we were looped when we were playing this game because like it was the end of the con. None of us could pronounce any of the animal names. It was giraffes and zebras and elefantes, and basically this is like a tile movement game where you have your own little savannah and your savannah full of animals, and you're trying to place certain animals next to other animals. You're trying to group them together, get them next to a watering hole in order to score points. Very brain burning. Every round you're moving your tile to try and achieve these goals. And it's super, super fun, and it did actually originally come in at number 10 on my list, but I did switch it with my actual number 10 just because when I thought about it, I do think this other one would have inched it out if, you know, maybe with more play, Savannah Park I think could be higher because it is so good.
Savannah Park was very good.
Yes, so that was my number 11, and those are our honorable mention.
Role Player Adventures was not my number 11. It's not on my list.
What was your number 11? I'm curious.
My number 11 was Cubitos.
It's not on your top 10? It's because you always lose, huh?
Ugh, no.
I think that's probably why.
Cubitos is a very good game. It just didn't crack the... It was right there. It was number 11.
Wow. Yep. Anyways, let's jump into our top 10. Jeffrey, kick it off with your number 10.
My number 10 from AEG Games.
Uh-huh.
Sheepy Time.
What? Number 10!
Mm-hmm.
I feel like betray.
Why?
Because that game
I'm surprised
is
it was
so
in my top
fun.
10. Yeah.
We love Sheepy
I
Time.
love Sheepy Time. Sheepy Time is a push your luck game where you are going around a rondelle and you are trying to catch
Your
winks
dream
of
sheep.
sleep, and you have a nightmare chasing you.
Yeah.
And it's a push your luck wherein you go once around the rondelle and then you have to jump over a fence, and then you make a decision of whether or not you think you can get around the rondelle again without being captured by or woken up by the nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And then you score more points the more you push your luck, but ultimately if you get woken up, you lose everything. Really, really super fun, super fun push your luck game that I think more people need to try.
Good choice.
Thank you.
I wish it were higher where it should be. Okay, you ready for my number 10?
Yep.
My number 10 is Sleeping Gods from, what is it? Red Raven Games. Red Raven Games? Ryan Lockett.
I think it's Red Raven Game. I could be wrong.
Now I don't know. Sleeping Gods is my number 10. This is a large, huge, enormous campaign game with a giant world that's like a big sandbox. You go digging around, you find little treasures in there. Hopefully no cat poop, am I right? This is just a massive game that I think could be improved with an app. I think that is, if it had an app, it'd be way higher on my list.
I'm not going to disagree there.
It has a ton of setup and tear down, and so that is the reason why it doesn't get to the table as much as we would like it to. But it is just so immersive. It's so fun. You are lost in this world on a ship called the Manticore, right? And there's a captain of a ship and a whole crew, and you're cruising through, and you're trying to find these lost totems to wake the sleeping gods in order to get your ass off of this weird island. It's not even an island. There's a bunch. It's a weird world. It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Great way to think about it. It's a fantastic game. It's a beautiful game. Got a lot going on.
It does, yeah.
And so we tend to forget how to play when we play it.
Our problem is just not being able to leave a game set up.
So that is my number 10. Shock?
Very much. My number 9 is actually something we've played relatively recently.
Savannah Park.
It is not Savannah Park.
What?
I don't know who it's by.
If you tell me what it is, I'll be able to tell you who it's by.
Close your eyes.
What could it be?
Keep your eyes closed. My number 9 from Good Games Publishing, Land vs. Sea. We recently just played this for the first time. We had seen a bunch about this game before we got the chance to play it, and we knew we would love it.
Yeah.
And then we played it with Michelle and Billy from Second Star to the Left. Go check them out.
Go check them out.
They're lovely humans,
Amazing.
and we love them a lot.
Love them.
We played it at 4 players, so we did teams on
Jeff
teams.
versus the world.
And we lost.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait to play that 1v1. That is the perfect type of game for us.
Yep.
So in Land versus Sea, one person is playing as the land, one person is playing as the sea, and you are scoring points based off of adjacent tiles that you are able to
grow your mass.
Yeah, basically.
Whether it's land or sea.
It's a very 1v1. You can play it at teams, but I think it shines at 1v1. And it's just super take-thatty, super mean, and I can't wait. Maybe we should play that tonight.
Let's.
Yeah. Really, really enjoyed playing that, and I'm excited. I know that this one would just increase on my ranking.
If we had played it 1 versus 1.
If we had played it some more.
Okay, my number 9 is a game that we only played once, and that's Brew Baby.
Yeah.
So Brew from Pandasaurus Games is once again a very mean game where I don't even really know what it's about.
Not even mean mechanically, mean thematically.
Like, it's mean. Like, you can scorch, it's called scorch, somebody's whole forest area. You might not even get a benefit from it. You just want to see them burn. Basically, it's a dice placement game. You're placing out dice on like these different areas to gain different benefits or to block other people from getting benefits. There are these adorable little like cute animals, and it's super fun. And that is another one that I also believe if we had played it more, it would be higher on this list. But I had such a great time playing this the one time that we did play. We got memories for life. That's Brew Baby.
That's Brew Baby. My number 8 from Brotherwise Games is Overboss.
It's because I win all the time, isn't it?
Overboss is a tile placement game with 16-bit artwork, which I absolutely love. and you are building out your overworld, and ultimately the person who builds out the best overworld. So there's different sets of tiles each time you play that score differently.
Different terrains.
Different terrain types for your overworld, and you will place those and score as many points as possible on a 4x4 grid. It's just a really simple, quick tile placement game that I've grown to love. I love pretty much everything Brotherwise does at this point, so they're always going to hit it out of the park with me.
My number 8 is Land vs. Sea from Good Games Publishing. And pretty much everything that Jeff has already said, I 100% believe that if we had even once played this 1 versus 1, that it would have shot up the list. It was really fun as teams, but Jeff and I are less of the teams kind of people.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was destroy what he was building, and I couldn't because we were building it together. So I'm very excited that we're going to play that tonight. But that is my number 8. I don't really have anything else to add based on what you said, and we had them aligned pretty closely, I think. So it's super fun and very pretty. The art.
My number 7 from Final Frontier Games, Merchant's Cove.
Wait a minute. We have our first crossover. Pew, pew, pew,
Really?
pew.
It's 7 for you too?
Yep, Merchant's Cove.
Merchant's Cove is an asymmetrical
game. It has so many mechanics because...
Yeah, I'm just going to say it's an asymmetrical game with a bunch of different mechanics within it. So each character plays what a normal board game mechanic might be. Like one character is dice rolling, one character is a roll and write character, one is have marbles that are kind of going down this plinko thing.
Yeah.
Like they all work differently.
But they all have worker placement in them. So it's like action selection. You place your little thing in the terms of one of them, it's placing dice using an action. Another one, it's placing marbles and using an action. So there's action selection in each. And then there's a bigger game.
Yeah, and so there's limited player interaction with this game, which I actually like. You're trying to maximize your character and your puzzle, and you're bringing people into your cove in order to buy your items. It's just really, really great asymmetrical game that if we're feeling like we don't want to attack each other, such a great game, and we really need to get the expansions. But that's my number 7, Merchant's Cove.
That's my number 7, Merchant's Cove, Final Frontier Games.
These top 6 are
it's really tough for me too.
Very difficult for me.
I'm still not sure if mine's in the right place.
Close your eyes. I need to go look.
I'm trying to think of what it could be then. Is it mind management?
Close your eyes.
They are closed. Technically, they're open inside my hands.
My number 6 is from Off the Page Games, and that is Mind Management.
My number 6 from Off the Page Games is Mind Management.
Look at us go. Mind Management is a hidden movement game wherein one person is playing as the recruiter trying to recruit a bunch of people on this map, and they are hiding their movements in terms of recruiting these people. And the other person playing is playing as the
rogue agent. It might be more than one other person.
Sure. The other people playing the game are playing as rogue agents trying to find the recruiter. And they're doing that through social deduction and asking questions. If you like social deduction games, you need to play this game.
Oh, it's so good. Mind Management was sent to us for review, so take that into consideration.
None of the others were.
Sheepy Time was, yes.
However, I don't think that matters. The game is incredible. It's placed so good. I think it's perfect at 3.
Yeah.
It gives 2 people the chance to kind of fight back and forth with deduction while the recruiter just sits back and has a laugh. But I'm so excited to play more of this game.
Yes, there's a whole shift system in this game that kind of turns into a campaign version of the game that is apparently amazing. It's an incredible.
So it's not only a really amazing game, it's an incredible experience.
Yes.
So Off the Page Games, Mind Management.
Mind Management.
Right.
What if our number 5 is the same?
It's not. My number 5 from Pandasaurus Games is Brew Baby.
That's Brew Baby.
As Jamie has mentioned about this game, I won't say anything else other than that I do also think it could have competed with the top 3 if we had played it more.
My number 5, once again, kind of like what Jeff said, these ones were just really, really hard to place, and I think this is in the right place. My number 5 from Unexpected Games is The Initiative. Okay, so The Initiative is...
That's way lower than I thought.
Yeah, it was really tough. So The Initiative is a code-breaking game where you are a group of teenagers who go to this yard sale, they find a board game called The Key, and within this board game, there's like this whole mystery and these codes. So these kids are trying to solve this mystery by breaking all of these different codes. This is both a board game and activity experience that is just a very, very fun thing to do at a 2-player with your significant other. It is full of surprises. You have no idea. Our friends Doolin and Doolin, the Doolin duet, are doing it right now, and they're updating us on their experience.
We're living vicariously through them again.
It's a great game. We can't say too much about it because it is just chock full of spoilers. Yeah. I loved it. And this one was also sent to us for review. So just so you guys know, that has no effect on our rankings, of course, but just for transparency, I love this game.
Agreed.
Considering that we flew through the whole thing within a month.
That is 100% a game you will do a mission and you'd be like, all right, let's go again. Let's go again. My number 4, another Pandasaurus game, Dinosaur World.
Rat.
Dinosaur World is the recent dinosaur iteration from Pandasaurus. Dinosaur World just takes that game and blows it up. I mean, you have a much bigger park that you're building out. You have attractions and you have tours that you're taking people on.
Tile placement.
And there's tile placement and Jeeples, and there's so much going on. It's a massive, massive, massive game, and there's multiple paths and strategies in order to win the game, and we had a ton of fun with it. I've only played it one time, but it was enough of an impression to get this high on my list. It's going to be tough to table because it does
take up the entire
take
table.
up an entire conference room table. I just loved it. I loved everything about it. Looking forward to playing it again.
Very well then. My number 4 from AEG is Sheepy Time.
All right.
And a much more respectable spot because I love this game. I love this game so much, even though I rarely win. That shows you how much I love it because it's so high, and I don't know if I've ever won this game.
You have.
It is just like, I don't know, it's so fun. We play it 2 players, it's fun. But even more so, we played it with my brother and my niece, and it reminded me of the same kind of experience that we have playing Camel Up, where it's that excitement where you don't know if you're going to get out, and you just want to keep going and pushing your luck. I love push your luck games. It's cute, it's fun, it's silly, and I love Sheepy Time.
I'm really hoping they come out with some
more nightmares. Me too.
Yeah. My number 3 from... Who did Initiative?
Unexpected Games.
My number 3 from Unexpected Games is The Initiative. Everything that Jamie has stated, I absolutely adored this game. I'm looking forward to seeing how our friends make out with this game.
We're just then waiting for certain
wherein
moments.
We can all talk about it. This game is all about the experience together. While it's a great game, I think where you're going to get the most joy out of it is the experience that you're going to have with your partner. It might be my favorite collaborative experience that we've had since we've started this hobby. You know, if you're throwing all the co-op games in and all of those types of games, this dominates all of them. I think it was just a perfect experience for us.
Has moments where you're literally like, no way! And I love that.
This game provided me with some of the best gaming moments we've had all year.
Yes. I would agree. So my number 3 is one that Jeff recently talked about, and that is from Pandasaurus Games, and it is Dinosaur World. Oh my god.
We're pretty close on a lot of these.
I'm not really surprised at all.
It's very good.
Except for, obviously, where you put Sheepy Time and I put Sleeping Gods, me knowing that it hasn't shown up on your list yet. So Dinosaur World it's just so fun. It's a beast of a game, but I love Dinosaur Island, and this just blew that out of the water for me. I love Dinosaur World. I love the theme. I love how bright it is and all the different things you could do and the little jeeples. And like while we were playing the whole time, I was just like, I love this game. This is so fun. I love this game. The only thing I wish is that we had a bigger table so that it would be easier to play it. But yeah, this thing takes up.
I don't know how you could have a bigger table.
Some serious real estate.
We have a legitimate conference room table.
It took up every last inch of it. Number 2, top 2.
I'm just trying to think of who the publisher is. My number 2 from Lucky Duck Games, Destinies.
I knew this would be up high.
Destinies is a campaign exploration game with some of the most beautiful components I've ever seen in a game. You are...
Better than Horrified?
Ugh. You are essentially building out your destiny and trying to fulfill said destiny through a bunch of different scenarios that you will uncover as you play throughout this game. Everyone's destiny is somewhat different, and you are exploring a world that you are uncovering as you play, talking to NPCs, non-playable characters, to uncover what you need to do, who you need to go talk to, what you need to collect, etc., etc., etc. It has a companion app, which I know a lot of people aren't fans of, but we are. I absolutely adored my experience with Destinies. I loved it so much, and I'm looking forward to getting the expansions. You'll also notice it does not show up on Jamie's list because she hates it.
I don't hate it. I actually quite like it, but it hates me. It requires you to remember too many things, and then Jeff's like, "Now I'm gonna go here and do this," because if you play video games, you will do great with this game because you're used to that kind of like stuff. Not me.
Memory.
I'm like, Jeff, how did you know? What do I do? Where do I go? And I would just get frustrated.
Jamie doesn't pay attention on people's turns either.
Yeah.
Which is a self-inflicted problem, which she stated.
Yeah.
So.
But the app is amazing. My number 2 from AEG and Sir John D. Clare. I don't think he's been knighted, but he should be. That is Cubitos.
Mm-hmm.
I love this game. I love this game. It is a racing game where you are little cube people and you're like buying dice and you're not drafting dice, but you're like buying different dice that do different things. You're pushing your luck, and I win all the time. And I think that's why it was so low on his list.
The variability in this game is incredible.
Yes.
Each dice can do different things. There's different powers associated with each color, which can change hundreds of thousands of different ways.
It is fun. It is silly nonsense.
It is.
And we have never not had fun playing this game. I would play this game anytime, anywhere, any place.
It's very, very good.
I love it. So that is my number 2. Number 1.
My number 1 from Red Raven Games.
Duh, I knew this would be your number 1.
Sleeping Gods.
Yeah, this is so Jeff's game.
This game is exactly the type of game I love.
Yep.
The only thing it's missing is miniatures, but I'm willing to
It has a
look past
miniature
it
ship
for this game. I love Sleeping Gods so much. It invokes all of those feelings of RPG, sandboxy video games that I love. That sense of exploration, the sense of adventure, uncovering secrets, falling into things that you weren't supposed to find, and it's like, what the frig is this? And it's just like mind-blowing moments. I do wish we were able to play this more this year. Unfortunately, it just has not happened. Basically, at this point, when we play it again, we'll have to restart. This is the game that is making us make a board gaming table decision because I want to play it and we can't leave things out.
Our cats are
because
jerks.
of pets. We're buying a board gaming table primarily so that we can get to Sleeping Gods.
So this will be the most expensive board game that we ever bought.
Yeah.
My number 1. Do you have any guesses?
Yeah, maybe. Could that be number 1?
My number 1 from Brotherwise Games.
No,
is
that's my guess.
Overboss. What were you going to say?
I thought you were going to like throw it like Doodle Dash or something.
No. Overboss. I love. I
don't know how I didn't guess that. That makes so much sense. For some reason, I thought you might have already said it.
No, I love this game. I love this game. Everything about it. It's probably one of, taking Silver Bullet out of the equation, definitely one of my most played games of the year. Not only because we play it together, we played it with other people, but I also play this game solo. This is definitely my highest played solo game of the year. Yeah. I play this game at night when I can't sleep sometimes. I'll come down and I'll bring it up and I'll play it on the couch. I just love this game. It's fun. It's like simple but still puzzly enough, and I love it.
Yeah, I probably didn't do it justice of where I have it.
You didn't?
I do love Overboss a lot. I mean, it's 8. Like, that's pretty freaking good.
Not high enough. And I really, really hope that they come out with some expansions or different terrains or even like a new version of the game or something, because I just want more of this game.
Funnily enough, we actually had borrowed Zach's copy of Overboss and loved it so much that we said, we're going to keep this one. We'll buy you a new one.
I couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
I couldn't not have this game in my collection. It just wouldn't make any sense. So those are our top 11 games of 2021. My number 12, I will mention, was Red Rising. I don't know what your number 12 was. I had a hard time not putting that in the top 10 as well because I really like that game.
My number 12 was Furnace from Arcane Wonder.
That was not even close to my top 10. So those are our favorite games of the year. Let us know down below what your favorite games of the year. We would love to know. But that is all that we have for you guys today. If you're interested in buying board games, much like the ones that we talked about today, great place to look is your friendly local gaming store. For us here in Halifax, that is
Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yeah, obviously it's on
Duh.
Barrington St. Duh. You should definitely
Duh.
go there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see,
Please subscribe.
we hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye.
Later days.
Goodbye. Overboss at number 8. Sleeping Gods at number 10. It was at number 11 to start. Like, there was even one, I think, that we're like, whatever. We're not even putting it on the list. We will never tell you what that game was. But anyways.
Hey!
Every time she's like, but she's not moving. Hell!
Toby!
I don't give a shit about what we're saying. Boy, do I.
All right, and we had a ton with it. Ton of fun with it.
Milk for your fingies. Ain't.
Not as much as usual.
No.